We're following breaking news. The Thompson Fire burning more than 1,000 acres so far in Oroville. Butte County Sheriff Kory Honea is on the phone with us right now. Sheriff Honea, thank you for joining us. A lot is going on right now. What do you want people in the community of Oroville to know, first and foremost?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you very much for allowing me to come on. First and foremost, I want people to be paying attention to the warnings that we're putting out and the evacuation orders that we're putting out. We're putting them out by zones. If you don't know your zone or a zone that's important to you, say, for example, where a loved one lives, you can go to the Butte County Sheriff's website, look at current evacuation maps, type in the address, and you'll get your zone. We really want people to pay attention to that. So as that goes on, if we issue more warnings or more evacuations, people can take the appropriate action.
Okay, so I know that the Sheriff's Office, your office, works closely with CAL FIRE during these sorts of times. CAL FIRE takes the lead on kind of telling you when it's time for people in certain neighborhoods to go, but it would be your deputies who go out there into the neighborhoods and let people know it's time to leave. Have you seen compliance for the most part? Are people doing what you ask of them?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. CAL FIRE typically will tell us which direction the fire is going, what communities are threatened. We issue the orders based on that information. We try to message that across multiple communication platforms. Of course, deputies going into the field, knocking on doors, helping people, but also through iPause, our code red system, and through the partnership with traditional media such as yourself. What I'm seeing is, by and large, most people are doing what we're asking them to do that. Right now, we have about 13,000 people under evacuation order. We're working to get those people out of the areas that are most impacted. And I would say right now, Kelly Ridge and the northeastern section of Oroville are the most populated areas, so that's the areas that we're focusing on.
Sheriff Honea, it's Alan Morrison. You've been through a lot since you've been the sheriff of Butte County over the last number of years. Based on your experience and what you're seeing today, and of course we can never know what the coming hours how it will unfold, but based on your experience, how are you feeling about the situation right now?
Well, you're right, and I think our prior experience has informed our response during this fire and the recent ones. And you know that over the last week or so, we've had about 4 fires that we've had to do evacuations in. What we've learned from the past is that we take a very proactive approach to warning people, a very proactive approach to ordering evacuations, and work closely with CAL FIRE. I am optimistic that fire is going to be able to get a handle on this, but out of an abundance of caution, we have initiated these evacuation orders, and I hope people will take us seriously. We have a lot of experience with this, and we've seen what happens when people don't heed our warning, and so we're trying to avoid those kinds of devastating outcomes that we've all experienced in the past.
Do we have any sort of system in place right now? I know that there are people who could be concerned about loved ones that they haven't heard from, that they know live in the area. Is there any place set up where people can report someone who may be missing that they haven't heard from?
So we're very early on in this fire. We haven't yet got to the point where we think it's necessary to set up a call line or a tip line. Although if there is a person, maybe they have a disability or they don't have a way to evacuate because they don't have transportation, a loved one can call, or they can call the Butte County Sheriff's Office, and we will dispatch law enforcement officers to those locations to help people out. That's some of the calls that we're currently running. We're going to locations where we're checking on people, making sure they got out, and if they need help getting out, working to get them out.
At this time, have you called any additional resources in terms of law enforcement to help you with the evacuations, or just in terms of managing the county while your deputies are doing evacuations?
Yeah, we have. So we did a mutual aid request to all of the law enforcement agencies within Butte County. We have received assistance from every law enforcement agency in Butte County. The Chico Police Department is currently assisting us with handling regular calls, priority calls for service in the North County area. And then in addition to that, we've requested about 200 law enforcement officers from throughout Northern California to be arriving so that we have enough staff to continue our evacuations and also protect the areas that we've evacuated through the rest of the night.
Sheriff, one thing I do want to ask you is this fire is burning right up to the base of the Oroville Dam. It's literally straddling the spillway right now. I don't want to cause alarm, but maybe you can alleviate any concern that people have as far as your understanding of what impact that could have on the operations or, frankly, the safety of the dam.
That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. I have been in contact with officials in DWR. We've had a couple of phone conversations and continual text messages. The Hyatt powerhouse is shut down currently as a result of the power lines that went down, but I am assured that that won't cause any problem to the operation of the dam long term. They're managing that situation. And at this point, I don't believe that there's any cause to be concerned about the dam or the operation of the dam as it relates to this fire being in close proximity to it.
All right, Sheriff, last question. If anybody wants to help out, I know that oftentimes there are opportunities, there's a need for volunteers maybe at the evacuation centers or shelters. Any recommendations for people?
Yeah, we really appreciate the community when they come together. What I will say is that we do have an evacuation center open at the Nazarene Church in Oroville. That is being staffed by volunteers who we've trained. I would ask for people to wait for us to call for volunteers and reach out so that we can do that in organized fashion. We're still very early on in this. And so at this point, I think we've got it covered. But if we need something, I will certainly get a hold of you and ask you to put the word out for us.
Okay, Sheriff, thank you so much for your time. We'll let you get back to work, and I'm sure we'll be checking in again with you soon.
And Haley, if I could just add one more thing,
Of
if you
course.
don't mind.
Yes, please.
We are coming up on the 4th of July, and there's a lot of, we experience a lot of people utilizing fireworks in areas where they're not legal. Frankly, I think they're idiots to be doing that right now, given what we're facing. And I would just ask people, don't be that idiot that uses fireworks and sets another fire that we have to deal with.
Okay, yeah, dangerous fire conditions, regardless as to what happens with the situation. So thank you, Sheriff.
Yep, thank you guys.
All right.
Sheriff Honea's a really nice man.
All right, bye.